So we wanted to elaborate on the tone stage a little bit as well, but we kept the EF86. We have the EF86 pinto tube on the front end, is what it feeds into. Then it feeds into another tube stage with bass and treble tone control. And then we have a master volume circuit that you can switch in or out of the circuit. So you have the best of both worlds, and I'll get to that and you'll see it's two different sounds. There's really no way to get the sound of a non-master amplifier with a master volume. You know, it's because you're adding a whole other circuit to create that master volume ability. But it's a sound of its own, as you'll see. You can, treat it in two different ways, as well as being able to play it, at much lower volumes. We also put this bump circuit in here, which is a mid-range boost circuit, essentially. The idea was to get that same kind of London mid-range, British mid-range tone, as well as with the treble and bass circuit, it definitely dips the mid. You get more of the Fender-ish kind of range, tonal range, which makes it cleaner. The thing you'll find, what makes the guitar amp cleaner over, like the difference between a Fender and Marshall is when you put a Fender on the scope, those mids are dumped. And that gives you a lot more headroom for clean tone. When you look at a Marshall on the scope, they're still dipped, but there's a lot more mid-range there. And same with Tweed Fenders of that period. So what this does is reintroduces the mid-range, so you can use it as a lead boost as well as just the tone change. So I'll show you on this one. Get you fired up here. So automatically you can hear there's a really broad tonal spectrum. This is using the exact same power stage as the London. It's two EL84s with an EZ81 rectifier tube. Same transformers, the whole bit, as the London. This guitar has slightly brighter pickups, so you can just pull back the treble a little bit. Mid-range boost. Switch to yellow. The mid-range boost is split switchable. We have it hooked up to this other. So I'll show you the difference. Here's without. Your mids. So you have this sound. Nice mid-range presence to put you up over the band. Yeah, that's the big thing. Is
sure.
Mid-range is when, if you want to be heard, dial in the mid-range. A guitar is a mid-range instrument. So, and also gain aside, we have a 6-level switch. Takes up the level significantly. standard gain stage is simply different values in the mid-range area. Being the mid-range instrument, you hit the right spots, it'll really crank up the level of gain. This mid-range overrides this tone circuit because it's allowing so much current to go through. So these controls, pretty much, except for the bass control, become non-effective. So we added this tone control for the bump, which is very similar. It's just a passive tone control allowing you to fine-tune the hi-hat. In the same territory as the line.
Foxish.
Yeah, it gets it right in that same area. So it's a perfect lead boost and a different sound altogether from the other. And then with the master volume, set in. What we attempted to do with this master, as most people do, I'm sure, but it was to try to get it to where it sounds close to the same to your ears as you drop the volume back. Now that's taking into account that the speakers aren't moving nearly as much. There's no way you can totally replicate that sound of an amp fully cranked out as you drop the volume back, because the speakers aren't moving nearly as much. But the idea is that you can work to keep the amp from sounding so real. Still sounds nice and warm. Got a nice, comfortable club level stage play. Humbucker guitar. You can definitely get a high gain sound. Take the bump off. Ability to get the high gain tone. Which is definitely different from without the master. Of course, all your nice broad tone range comes in. But it's a different sound. It's still cleaner. You have the power section that's breathing every bit as much. Whereas with the master volume, you're mainly hearing the front end, the preamp. And that's a sound all of its own. That's a whole different thing. Very cool. The bump, of course, gets you in that ZZ Top range. again, don't long, no altitude. So that is the London. I mean, the London, the Soho. You got some editing to do. No? Yeah, any questions?
During your